Okay, hello darlings, welcome. Today I am talking about the topic that I'm talking about is how do we create our own problems. So last week, one of the topics that was on discussion last week, Thursday, was why problems don't improve us. Why we go through problems, but they don't make us better people. And that was essentially because we already have access to everything that we would require to solve a problem or come up with a new idea or it's just a matter of us accessing what is already within us. Okay, so problems are there to trigger us to think in a different way, but problems are also very uncomfortable because it's called a problem for a reason. You're not going to find the fact you must put the kettle on to make a cup of tea or coffee a problem. You're used to it. It's normal. You know that you need to put it on in order to get boiled water. But if you didn't know that and you're looking at this kettle, you'll be dealing with a problem now. You're like, okay, what must I do with this thing now to get hot water? Because it's a new thing if it was a new thing for you. Okay? You have to figure out that you now need to, or discover that you now need to put the switch on so that you can generate boiled water. Okay, so any other thing that we encounter in our lives is considered for us a problem because it's uncomfortable. We haven't dealt with the situation before. We don't know how to go about it. We don't know what the experience is going to be like. And it makes it uncomfortable for us. And another reason for that also is because we tend to go to worst case scenarios. So we find ourselves in a situation where there's a new situation that you're going to be dealing with, and it looks like a problem at face value. And automatically, when something looks like a problem, what do? We think about all the worst case scenarios that can happen from this apparent problem, and our mind starts to build on that. So if you do some research on quantum physics and you look into how we actually interact with our environment and how thinking actually has an effect on what we create, the thing you focus on is going to expand. That's a fact. The thing you focus on is going to expand. So if I'm thinking about the problem and what a big problem this is, and I'm festering on this problem, I'm going to see more of the problem. I'm going to see more of the different variations of the problem. I'm going to see more worst case scenarios from the problem. Whereas if I change my thinking about the problem, or more so my focus from the problem being a problem, and change my focus to how I can now not have this be a problem anymore, the focus will shift to a different frequency. Okay, so there's also this thing called cause and effects. Okay, it's also law of life, cause and effect. Every effect that you see, the problem that you see is an effect of something that has caused it. Okay, so if you're looking at an effect of something that has caused it, the effect, if you want to change the effect, you're not going to go and try and change the problem because there's an effect. There's something on this side that's causing the effect. Okay. If you want to change the end result, you have to change the cause of it. Okay. So whatever's causing that effect, that problem has to change so that it can now cause a different result, the solution to the problem, or to a more preferred experience or situation other than the problem. Okay, so cause and effects are real. It's a real thing. When you look at, your outer world is a reflection of what is happening with you. Okay, it's literally a reflection. So we also tend to be so close to the causes of the problem. We don't always see that, oh, this is actually what's causing the problem, because you're so close to it. Now, this goes back to what I've been saying and what you're gonna hear me say a lot, because it's so true. And our subconscious mind runs 90 to 95% of what we do every single day. Subconscious mind, meaning that your conscious mind, me actually being conscious of what I'm saying, what I'm doing, is such a small percentage compared to the subconscious mind. Everything else that I'm busy doing. When I lift my hands like this, I am not thinking about what muscle and what bone and what and all the limbs that need to move in order for me to move my arms, my fingers, and so on. This is just happening. But it's not just happening magically. There's subconscious programming that's already pre-installed that is allowing me to do this. We know when you dial I know codes. I have this tendency of sometimes I don't remember the code by thinking about it, by consciously thinking about it, I go blank, and then I need to go in, muscle memory, remember what the code is. Or driving. When you're driving, you don't think about every single gear you take in, how you handle, and how you change your gears. Initially, yes, it's very conscious. You are there, you're really thinking about how to do it because you're not familiar with it. But then eventually it becomes a pattern, and that pattern starts to just automatically. I get into the car, I put the ignition on, and I start driving. I'm not thinking about the way I was thinking when I initially started driving a car. And every single other thing that we have operating in our lives that has supported us up until where we are right now, there's patterns there. There's patterns that have led to us living the lives that we are living right now. And those patterns are creating more life, whatever that life looks like for you. So this is why if you want to have a real transformation in your life, okay, and you want to really move from this set of results to a whole other set of results, a whole other different set of experiences, then it does require you to reprogram your subconscious mind. And that is done in a very specific way. If you're interested in finding out more about that and how that actually works, you can book a strategy session with me. We will go through it with you. It will be unique to whatever it is that you want to have in your life, whatever it is you want to transform in your life. It is free. It will be about 45 minutes to an hour long. And it's not to say that you must commit to anything, but it's very insightful for yourself as well. So if you're interested in, in finding out more about, okay, how can this actually help me? How can I actually go about reprogramming myself, my subconscious mind, so that I can create results that I actually want to see in my life so much more easier? I've been an employee my entire life. So to go from an employee to then now having to building your own business is a completely different way of living. And if I didn't have the tools that I'm working with, and I didn't have the coaches and the mentors that I worked with, I don't know how I would get to where I am right now, because it's such a different way of thinking and being, and also how to interact with the challenges you're going to be having in your life, because we are going to have challenges. Life is forever seeking more of us. I don't know anyone who's ever sat and said, "Oh, I'm so happy with life. I don't want to grow in any way. I don't want to change in any way. I just want things to stay exactly the way they are for the rest of my life until and 10 years have gone by and you still feel that you want your life to stay exactly the way it is until. That is not possible, because who we are and the nature of our beings, we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that within us, I always say, I can't breathe myself. I'm not the one pumping my heart. I'm not causing myself to inhale and exhale. This happens through the life that is happening to me. There's life that is facilitating the functions of my body. And that life wants to express through us. But we've got programming. We've got programming on an unconscious level that is also running this machinery that we are operating. And it does take awakening to who we really are, what it really is that we are dealing with, because I am not this body. You are not the body. The body is machinery. The same way when I get into a car, I'm not the car. I'm in the car, driving the car. So I'm in this body, driving this body, but this body has got some sophisticated mechanics, some sophisticated way of working, and I need to learn how to efficiently and effectively work with the mechanics that I'm dealing with, so that I can now effectively and efficiently create the results that I want to be creating, and also learn what is normal and not normal during the change process. Because during the change process, there are going to be certain things that are going to be occurring. And if you are not working with someone who knows what the other change processes you're going to be going through, the stages, the side effects and so on, you're going to think that's a problem. Like, I shouldn't be experiencing this. Why is this feeling this way? What's happening here? And you're going to think that you shouldn't be experiencing it, because you don't know what is normal to experience when you are on a regular moving from one state of being to another state of being to another state of being. It's a spiral, upward spiral of becoming. Okay, so if you are interested in finding out more for yourself, and you want to know, okay, how could this possibly work for me? Would I be interested in this? Book a strategy call with me. The link is below. It's in the description, and on this video as well, on this live. There's a link included in it as well. And that is it from me. I'll be seeing you in our next video. Okay, darlings, bye.